What is going on, guys? My name is Chad, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel, Cryptos-Simplified. So, like I said, my name is Chad, and I'm from the United States. I first got into Bitcoin, actually investing in it earlier this year, in the late winter, and I was able to buy my first Bitcoin for $900. And since then, I've really invested heavily in cloud mining, and Genesis Mining is my preferred cloud mining website. So, what content should you expect from my YouTube channel? Number one, I'm going to bring a lot of news on what's going on. Basically, for example, just recently, China decided to crack down on regulations. So that would be a huge topic because the Bitcoin price tanked from almost a high of 5,000 all the way down to high twos, which is huge. Another thing would just be analysis and predictions. Just personally, what I think is going to happen next with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in general. Another thing would be investing and getting involved with this whole cryptocurrency community and revolution, and steps to take to do that. Whether you want to mine it, buy and hold it, or just buy it to use as a currency. Another thing would be to bring a greater to bring a greater understanding to the community of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in specific, and to what the technology can do in this world and how it's going to expand and what's going to cause it to become mainstream. And just a side note, most of my videos they will be just screen recordings like so, and eventually I would like to move into getting a face cam, so it's a little bit more personal for you guys. Oh, skipped a point there. So why am I making these videos? You'll see a lot of guys out here on YouTube creating these, and the reason I decided to create a channel was because I feel like a lot of the advice out there is self-directed towards profiting. There's, for example, on here, BitConnect. People can join under your team and get referrals, so people are always pushing, use my referral code for this, for this, for this. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when they're putting their interests first when it could be a very risky investment, and they're not even stating that. And so I want to be honest with you guys, and yeah, even though you guys probably will end up using my referral code here and there, I want to point you guys to the safest investment possible. And I know it's hard currently since cryptocurrencies are considered high risk, but that's just something that I thought was a need out there, and also just to simplify the way Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are portrayed and how people learn about them. Um, I also want to provide factual based info and just break down the concepts for you guys, and also the different investing platforms. Um, I just want to guide you guys to the safest long term investment here with Bitcoin. It's a currency that's still in beta, I like to say. It's less than 1% of the transactions come from the U.S. So far it's majorly overseas, but it'll soon get more and more widespread in the U.S., I believe. And you're probably asking right now, why do I have these images of Mt. Gox or Coinbase or GDAX, hashing 24, etc. And the reason I want to mention them is the whole top row right there. All those exchanges either closed down or they are a scam. For example, Mt. Gox, that was one of the first Bitcoin exchanges years ago, and it ended up closing down. They went bankrupt, and so many people lost tons of money. Hundreds of millions were just disappeared, and that can happen when there's no regulation. And Bitcoin is still, for the most part, unregulated. And so another example would be Control Finance. It's basically an investment platform that some of you may have heard of, and they just up and disappeared. They just declared that they closed down their system, and once again, hundreds of millions of dollars were just gone like that. And that was one of those things that a lot of people push to refer, because they get a 25% referral bonus off their first person. Um, and so I just want to help people and guide the community and guide people who are new to this through in the safest manner, without just blowing their money on this one place that everyone says, oh, guaranteed, use my referral code, you get a big discount. But in the end, they're just taking a big portion of that, and it does become an income for these guys, so they need to keep pushing it. But I want to show you guys how I invest and show you what I believe is the safest long term. And so on the bottom right there are some of the ones that I don't invest in all those, but are some of the ones I have invested in or I'm currently invested in. So that's where I wanted to end it. I just want to add these last few points. Feel free to leave any comments about videos or topics you would like me to explore in the future. I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 videos a week to start, and just see where you guys are at, see what type of content you guys want. And I'm no guru, but I'd like to help guide and answer questions that you guys may have, just based off of my experience with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. And lastly, subscribe if you want to join me on this cryptocurrency journey and learn a lot more. It's going to be a long road of big ups and downs, until this thing is just a widespread currency. And it's gonna take decades, but I'm a true believer that Bitcoin in particular is here to stay. So please join me on this journey, and feel free to subscribe and communicate with me down in the comments section. All right, you guys take care. Bye.